world where faith was power, where breaking a vow meant eternal damnation, and where one woman's forbidden love would ignite one of the most shocking scandals in European history. This is the story of the Nun of Monza, a tale of sin, secrecy, and tragedy that shook the very foundations of the Church. In the early 1600s, Italy was a land ruled not just by kings and dukes, but by the iron authority of the Catholic Church. Morality was law, and sin was not only a crime against God, but also against society. Among the many convents spread across the land, there was one in the small Lombard town of Monza, quiet, secluded, and supposedly holy. But behind its walls, a scandal was brewing that would soon become infamous all across Europe. Her name was Mariana de Leyva, born in 1575 to one of Milan's most powerful noble families. She was beautiful, intelligent, and destined for greatness, but not the kind her father had in mind. At just 13 years old, Mariana's life was already decided for her. Her father, Don Martino de Leyva, had no interest in spending a fortune on her dowry, so he forced her into a convent. There she became Sister Virginia Maria, the Nun of Monza. For years she lived a life of strict discipline, silence, prayers, and isolation. But beneath that veil of purity, a restless heart was growing. She had been forced into this life, and though she obeyed, deep down she longed for something more, something forbidden. Then came Gian Paolo Osio, a charming, reckless nobleman who lived near the convent. He was known for his arrogance and his violent temper, but also for his irresistible charm. The two met by chance through the bars of the convent's confessional window. What started as small talk slowly turned into dangerous flirtation, and before long, into an obsession. Night after night, Osio would sneak into the convent, aided by bribed servants and sympathetic nuns. Their meetings were secret, passionate, and sinful. The holy walls that once echoed with prayers now hid whispers of love and guilt. For years, their affair continued, a forbidden romance between a man of power and a woman of God. But secrets, especially such dark ones, never stay buried forever. A few of the nuns grew suspicious. One of them, Sister Benedetta, threatened to expose the affair. And that's when the story took a truly sinister turn. To protect their secret, Osio murdered her and, with the help of Sister Virginia, hid the body. Anyone who dared to speak was silenced. One by one, their dark circle became a web of fear. Osio became more violent, more controlling, and Sister Virginia found herself trapped, bound not only by her vows, but now by blood. She could neither confess nor escape. Her soul was torn between love and terror. Meanwhile, whispers began to spread beyond the convent walls. Locals began noticing strange visits, missing people, and rumors of sin. Eventually, the church intervened. In 1607, authorities raided the convent and discovered evidence of the crimes. Osio fled but was soon caught and executed brutally. His body was publicly displayed as a warning to others who dared to defy the church. As for Sister Virginia, her punishment was severe. She was stripped of her title, her honor, and her freedom. The church declared her guilty of heresy, murder, and violation of sacred vows. Her sentence, a lifetime of imprisonment not in a regular cell, but inside the very convent where her sins began. They built a small cell within the convent walls. There she lived, alone, for 14 long years. No visitors, no sunlight, only prayers and memories of the man she once loved. Her life became a symbol of both punishment and pity, the price of forbidden love in an unforgiving age. Over time, her story spread throughout Europe in whispers, letters, and novels. Writers like Alessandro Manzoni immortalized her in The Betrothed, I Promessi Sposi, where she became a symbol of corruption within the church and the tragedy of lost innocence. To many, Sister Virginia was a sinner. To others, she was a victim, a woman crushed by the weight of a patriarchal society and the cruelty of forced faith. Whichever side you believe, one thing is certain. Her forbidden relationship changed how Europe saw the church and how it defined sin, love, and power. Even today, the ruins of the old convent in Monza still stand quiet, cold, and haunted by her story. Visitors say that at night, if you walk past the ancient walls, You might hear faint whispers, not of prayers, but of a woman's voice, calling out for the love she was never allowed to have. If you found this story haunting, imagine how many other secrets from history still remain hidden behind closed doors. Subscribe now because we're uncovering the dark, the forbidden, and the forgotten, one shocking story at a time.